Please write it in the comments. I want to see who's a real one here.
The
Bling line.
Bling, bling. Bling, bling.
Bling line, hello. Hello, who's this?
What's happening? Itam Zupela, you know what it is. Back for another episode.
Yeah, how can I help you?
I said back for another episode.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Shall we get it started then?
Let's get it started.
Okay.
And Andy, I'm with Powerpuff Girl.
Hey! What's up? It's Stylile, guys, for the first time ever, for the second time actually.
Oh, lekker.
The style for Bling, the sibling thing.
Oh, yes. Which was with your whole outfit, Wednesday. Wednesday, Sarafin.
I was Talita, bro. But I like Wednesday more than Sarafin.
Nah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, no boots in there.
What? Why do you have to do that to me? Now every time I have to wear those boots around you, I'll think twice.
I'm just like, these are not size sixes. These are not size sixes.
I hear you.
I had fun.
Welcome back to another episode of Bling Line Gents.
Aye, boyebo.
And as you know, and if you don't know and it's your first time, this show is for you. And si funda comments zenu.
Yeah.
Sizbon ba zikre lokanya ziko, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we speak on that.
Definitely. And I think obviously we can just, as usual, jump straight into
it.
The thick of things and get the show going.
Cool. Phoebe says, Zuko is such a positively charged person. I know it's annoying. It's really admirable. Oh, sorry, my bad.
You are right. I do get charged a lot. And I hate paying.
It's really admirable, but these relationship terms are from a psychological perspective of someone doing them intentionally to get high reward with little effort. Okay. Sometimes people just have bad intentions. Sucks though. Great show, guys.
Thanks, Phoebe. The word that I'm picking up here is someone doing them intentionally. So, if it's unintentional, am I still doing it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So if I'm breadcrumb, I'm intentionally looking me right when I live.
And maybe I've just got that little information
about life.
And the glove bomber, not intentionally, it's just how I give. It could be a trauma response.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no intention. Oh, well, there's no
but this is the thing.
Conscious intention.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I feel like what we ended up on is just because your intention is pure, it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect somebody negatively.
100%, but again, still, intention is still pure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And you see him now, it doesn't mean I'm wrong either.
But I have a responsibility to introspect and check. Do you have a responsibility as someone who it's happening to bring it up, question it?
100%.
Fair. And that's where you get the chance to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's where intention begins.
Exactly.
Or can begin.
Can begin, yes. Because I feel like if you've gone through life like love bombing everyone and you've never been told
better.
And you've never been told about when Zakakulu, you're gonna keep doing it. But I also feel like people have been told about the way they act and how negatively it has impacted other people and have gone,
fair.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people will choose the route of not bringing it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then with those who don't know, then miss out on the opportunity of learning. Is it tricky? Wow.
Africa Figland says, I moved from YouTube because I can't wait for Fridays anymore.
I wait, see Africa. So wait, don't wait. Don't make me wait. Yeah, no. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are starting to figure that out as well.
Yeah.
So okay.
Abantu bafuna uvuka i-episode ihleli kwi-inbox.
Yeah, and I think on that as well, episodes is dropping at 12 p.m.
Yes.
I did something where I made a mess and I did drop them at like 12 midnight. Oh, xolweni guys.
Ubaqhelisile into embi.
Ndimorongo. Ngiyakhawuleza nokuqhela izinto nina. But 12 midday is when
all
episodes drop across platforms. Yeah. So that's that on that. A man's genesis.
Hallelujah.
I broke up with this guy literally every month. Okay. I broke up with this guy literally every month because he would start off so well, compliment me, check up on me during the day, be affectionate. Then after a few weeks, just dies out. He'd be very cold, nonchalant, bad listener. A bad listener and not reciprocate effort.
That's crazy.
I was just on that cycle for months. Breadcrumbing is giving you just enough to make you think you're getting something so that when they withdraw their efforts, you have a reason to come back or stay. Thank God I broke out of it. Yo.
That's such
cycle,
a crazy
man.
cycle, man. But it's like, but it's something that happens. It happens.
Jack breadcrumber, or am I just getting comfortable, bro?
No, you're breadcrumber because every month uzoqala grandy and then you fall off. Then next month, when I've spoken to you about it, uzoqala grandy, then you fall off.
When be comfortable.
Chum.
Johnny.
No, why were you doing that stuff? Why weren't you just being comfortable the whole time? Because obviously, when you started off complimenting me, asking me how my day was, checking up on me during the day, being affectionate,
listening.
That was not something that's within you.
Fair.
You were acting.
Fair.
And then uncomfortable wako, cold, nonchalant, bad listener.
I'm struggling. How bad listener? I'm just struggling with it. For like Jay. Just struggling no bad listener.
So what are you struggling with?
I'm struggling with. This is how we've been taught how to get girls.
Yeah, that's the problem.
This is how you've been taught how to get girls.
Yeah.
Get her, call her every day. Good morning, good night. That's how you get her. And I think it speaks to the bigger problem that we know how to get girls.
You just
we
don't know how to
keep them. We don't know how to keep girls. And now is kutwa siya breadcrumbing siya tini. Uhluana nathi abantu nyanga.
Now it's why
precious.
do you also keep coming back? If I keep breaking up with you,
Fair.
Why do you keep coming back?
And I think you learn the lesson if but you also get to like, hey, it's all a part of like the big thing is like what kind of quality conversation are we having?
Exactly.
Not good night, Wam. It's
I can't go. I'm just a boy.
Good night time 10 for the next 10 days.
Good night every day.
Oh no.
Next uwisho lang bani good night ngoba ngekho and ubu right.
Umanyelwa ngibani ngoba ngekho. Also when I met you every month when we brief and concise ngoku ufuna umbora yonke inopho ngoba ndi best friend yakho. Wa!
Look, I think a man's genesis has realized that whatever it is that they didn't do in that instance.
Correct.
And what they didn't do, as far as I can see, is go after the second month at least go, wow.
Let's have a quality conversation.
Yeah, let's actually chat about the things I expect.
Yeah.
I like.
And why I expect them and how that's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Big facts. I like it.
Ukuma Khetse says, I actually have a friend who married their situationship. They caught feelings and decided to step away from the situation. A few months later, the other party came back saying they also caught feelings. Moral of the story, confessani, guys. I hope our friend doesn't see this.
Wow.
Why?
Anonymous, Talita.
For what?
shame.
This is all positive
Umenze
stuff.
ntoni ucuma? Whoa.
Like, you're making things worse for her now.
I
and
like
that
that.
happens, you know.
I like that. I like that last line. Confessani, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, confessisa, guys.
Yeah, confessisa.
Phuma
guys.
ejele. Yo ungakonfesi. Also release omnye umuntu of having oza kuqumbela ngokuba ungazange uconfess for the past 4 years. Confessani.
Confessor, bruh. And I think it's a scary thing to do that
Sure.
also.
Yeah.
But also, it's a scary thing to confess to someone that you like them, right?
Yep.
Knowing that you're in a situationship and you guys agreed, but
And those are pulley rules.
those are pulley rules,
Yeah.
right? But I feel like confessing then releases you as well
Yes.
from I want to zotini if I say zotimna.
Correct.
It releases you. And if the person doesn't reciprocate your feelings, that's
Then it's
also fine. Yeah.
Ebengazozi reciprocate
Anyway,
if ungenzanga nto.
whether uthulile okanye
Correct.
uthethile.
So okay, you've got 50% more probability of getting what you want if you confess.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't confess, that probability becomes very much less.
Yeah, and you're just being toxic to yourself as well.
Awuyazibetha nangama khonto ibhlungu njengonyamezela uthanda umuntu. Azakujikele. So yeah, no. Confession for me, out of that comment, confess. A lot of good things have come out of confessions. So have bad. Becoming Mo. Uti loved this episode. I've never thought of the responsibility falling on both parties in a relationship when discussing these concepts. They've always just been used as blaming words.
Yes, I think they are mostly used as blaming words.
Yeah.
Because you're just blaming the person doing the breadcrumbing and the person doing the love bombing and so forth, but not taking into consideration that the person receiving them has a responsibility to go, Budi,
Yeah.
enough is enough.
Yeah.
Your crumbs aren't filling me up anymore. I'm very hungry in this situation at the moment. Right? Yeah, because wow, what are we doing? We are victims now. We're just chilling and people are doing stuff to us and we have no responsibility to go, I hate this, make it stop.
Yeah, I like that so much. And your crumbs are not filling me up because your bread coming.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Man, yeah, for sure. Definitely responsibility on
everyone.
Yeah, and I think we get denied or we deny people the opportunity of having the conversation by using it as a blaming word.
Yes. Because you're now victimizing yourself.
Yeah. Love bomber. There's nothing I can say. I go into protect mode.
Yeah.
Then I'm just like, okay. Then there's nothing to learn for me there.
Yeah.
Because when I we psychologists, clever, and now I must just deal with that. So definitely happy with responsibility being on both sides. I love that. I love that so much. And
because go mind by a victim, bro. Because you don't have to learn anything and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Because things are being done to you.
You ain't got to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo! Yeah, big facts.
Miss Snowy 007 says the barometer Yobo Christianity is so wide and far between depending on your church of choice, e.g. Methodist, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, etc. et al. When I started at my current employment, there was a question of religion on their forms. I don't know why. That's weird. Gabizwa HR a few days later, young Buza, what do you mean you're a spiritualist? I mean, it's none of your business, ma'am. I told them I don't prescribe to any man-made religion or social constructs. To say they were left speechless would be an understatement. That's a strange thing to do. I don't know what HRs do. I've never had to deal with one, but do they have to know what religion you are?
I'm not very well conversant with HR, but
have you been asked?
Been asked that question.
I think it's a weird one.
I've not been asked that question, but I also guess maybe it would be very interesting to know what industry she works in, and
what industry would that be okay for?
I don't know. Maybe it was for a church.
No, it can't.
Why? You churches baxesha abantu?
Kuqeshwa apha mos.
Chan.
So, Seventh-day Adventist people, according
to who?
Isn't that what happens?
Where does that happen? In any industry?
What?
What do you mean what?
I don't understand your question.
My question is, where does that happen in any industry? Where could pressure up? I'm saying, but uzawuvela into pha ku LinkedIn ethi sifuna i-CFO. And that I don't think
a church wants a CFO. No man.
Or an organization. You must remember, about some churches, it's not only the bandla and its people. Some have got other bodies, conference that looks after X amount of things. And are those people that are working at the office doing admin, doing finance?
All Seventh-day Adventists. Most of the time, yes.
And some of the time?
I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying.
You should be questioning his skill.
Correct. So that's why I'm saying, you must remember, this is coming from me saying this could be from an organization.
I told them I'm aspersious. I don't prescribe to any man-made religions or social constructs.
That's very interesting. I'd love to know a little bit more about that. That's what this comment sparked in me. I was just like, I'd love to know what that means. Sure, I don't think it was a relevant question to ask. But that also depends on what usebenzela bani.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand.
Let me know about what.
Man, izanazo, Miss Snowy. Yeah. No, definitely.
Thanks for the comment.
Upumi Uti, I love how this ended because the unnecessary issues that come with miscommunication or misinterpretation aren't only limited to romantic relationships. I've lost friendships that I feel like we could have sorted things out by talking and now could tricky to reconcile because so much time has passed and siyabalelana, which is tiring because I truly miss them. Yo, Chomi. I did, however, reconcile with one. Asanda. I love that. It's like we've never stopped being friends. Also, what a waste of 3 years dating.
No, welcome back to the friendship, Asanda and Pumi.
Yeah. Well, when's the one Asanda?
I'm sure. Because that's how most friendship breakups are.
Miscommunication.
Misinterpretation.
I'm not the Vale City.
No, Chomi. And then everyone keeps quiet. Now it's been a week, now it's been a month, now it's been a year.
Hey, Maprul. Hey. No, guys, well done. Well done to both of you. And I think, well done, whoever initiated the conversation, well done. But who also participated in the conversation, a massive well done. I think we let our egos and our pride stand in the way of such greatness and such potential great relationships and friendships that we can have. And ego,
yeah, what's the actual purpose? Because we never hear of ego being used in a positive light.
No, I'm going to Beyonce, but I got a big ego.
Such a huge ego. I love his big
But the ego, I also think it plays a part in the audacities at an all time. The audacity to be able to do great things.
Yeah, ego, yes. Ego is positive in those things where you think of yourself in a position high.
Correct.
That's how you think of yourself.
I belong in this room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where you say, I belong in this room. You're not cowering at certain things or events or meetings or anything.
Yeah.
You're going, I deserve to be here.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Same with the pride as well. Pride will also stop you from doing in those pants.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
So they do have a place.
Yeah.
As usual, I think with a lot of things, she has status misuse and we use them to our what we think is an advantage, but it's actually not an advantage. Okay.
But one thing about this comment though is that Pumi and Asanda came back after 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time to come back from.
In a friendship name, no one in Pasanda.
That means that friendship meant so much to those people.
Yeah.
But also,
3 years.
yeah, but it also, what was happening in those 3 years? What was it meaning in those 3 years? Do you know what I mean?
Nothing. We just don't talk for Nazono you told me and so relax.
Oh.
How I was born in his drum about yeah. I ain't go asanda le chomi. Umanu puja with the asanda le chomi nyako. Uchomana nomnyo asanda. Oh no.
Yeah, but welcome back, guys. And I'm sure that's such a cool lesson to learn, and it will never happen again as well in a friendship.
Yeah, for sure.
Uti koketso ratumbu. Love bombing can happen in the middle of a relationship.
Sure.
Particularly when someone has done you extremely wrong. Most people like to perform remorse, not to even be remorseful, but act it out.
Sure.
So they could be on the extreme end of showing love, like buying gifts excessively, being too affectionate, giving too much attention than they usually would, among other things. So it is very much possible in the course of a relationship. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so and everything was fine. Then damosha. Then I overcorrect by love bombing.
Is it overcorrecting?
Yes.
Or is it being kumosha? Overcorrect, I don't take it as something negative. Or is it the word that I'm looking for is I'm gonna think about this word. Under pressure.
Describe what it is.
So ilando yoba kukonvince or ndiyazama ukukonvince ndiyakumanipulate essentially. And that's not overcorrecting. Ndiyakumanipulate is what I'm doing.
How is it not overcorrecting?
Is it overcorrecting? It speaks more to every day. Oh, no. Here's my phone. Go through my phone. No, Nancy bank account yam. No. You understand? But I'm not trying to and manipulate by buying you gifts, giving you money. You understand? I'm changing my behavior and not putting the financial aspect of it at the forefront.
Yeah. Which
because
is why
behavior le infake kule nansika, kule situation.
Yeah.
So overcorrector is then also behavioral and not necessarily financial.
Sure. Which is why she was also saying that people performing remorse.
Yeah.
And not actually being remorseful. And it's easy to perform remorse.
Yeah, it's easy for a short while though. If it's not genuine.
No, of course. And this is the thing. If you're performing remorse, it's not like a look.
Yeah, correct. But also people, because you must remember, say I had a friend of mine, but I am she when that the asboughs of month designer pick. And that made it okay.
For her?
Yes. Which also made it okay for him.
Yeah.
So ke nam xa ndikumoshile ke ngoku bendiyam naba ilula lewe ilungiswa ngechweba ndiknike and then bese smoke. So ke ngoku uphinde ke lo muntu lo uyifundisiwe lo behavior.
Yeah.
Well, bakuphinde ke ngoku kubekho amamene ayenza ngamabomu. Abe eyazi ba wrong but they still continue to do it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Lo mntu ukuthengela ibag every time uyenza amabomu.
Indoni?
La action men's ba makathenge ibag.
Ewe, but also mna nje xa ndiza kumosha in the next relationship ndiyayazi ngoba iyalunga mostly iyayilungisa into othenga ibag. That's the thing. Now andisayenzi ngamabomu ke ngoku in terms of the buying a bag to lungisa.
No, it's the action that you're doing before. The moshing uyenza ngamabomu.
Oh, okay. Mosha ukwazi ngamosha so. That's what certain people think. So it's just
that's
like
a story for another day. That's so wild.
You understand? Okay, Londole. I mean, it's not even wild because there's certain people who truly believe that.
What?
And ukwazi ngamoshi.
Oh yeah.
You understand?
I have nothing to say on that.
On both ends of the relationship.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like abantu ababelieve ba if I want better on time or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Nandi uti I'm guilty kule yoku-ghosta. Once you use emoji ending as tandiyo, I ghost. Ube uzeza type ezi hi unjani. Ayo libala ngabe strict Nandi. You're strict to Nandi. You're strict to Nandi. Yeah, I'm strict.
That's so crazy.
Hi Nandi, you make me feel like ngumntu ongakhathali about anything in life. I'll strict.
Because look, those are X for sure, but not the ghost. Those are X for real. Dude, if you do not use the correct spelling when you're texting me, the chances of you being around next week are very low.
Yeah, but also I'm ghost. Hey, but also you're not gonna say upele kahle.
Some ghost are some man and them ghost are speak less to them. Yabona. To a point where it's not speaking to them at all.
Strict Nandi.
I get it though. This is my thing, Nance.
Yeah, also you don't want to be umntu serious emsebenzini ubusithi nge-weekends ubusithi andikwazi ulala. Yakukhumbula. Let's go out for dinner. Hey, nditye yaphela isalary yam. I got a Nandi strict.
Guys don't use a lot of emojis though also. Guys.
I do.
Yeah,
that's why I feel so hurt by this comment. I'm not a 7 emoji straight. There's sticker. No, you won't know sticker. You know, but report a number. My blog. If chat and I'm not that close sticker. Straight.
But yeah.
The gift. Wow, that was not like gift.
But I also feel like, Nandi, let's ask you this question. If you actually like the person, emojis, are you really going to ghost them? Or is it just easy to ghost because you're just like, I don't even really like you that much?
And also we need to call you out, Nandi, because usebenze emoji
okwakho. Why?
Practice what you preach. This one is for you, Nandi. I'd love to see how this is going to look. This is insane. I'm traumatized by this comment.
No, Nandi. I feel like you let people who you like get away with things that you wouldn't let people who you don't like.
Because it's just because you just don't like that person.
Yes.
So you ikba extra.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you guys like X?
Which one?
Okay, one.
Spelling.
Okay, but someone you like? I won't get to a point where I
like you.
No, but maybe sincokola le way kaloku. Awusiboni spelling xa sincokola so. Then you uthatha inamba yakho.
When once.
Or maybe 2 times, 3 times, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe iphangela apha studio. So ndayazi ba uhlala usiza apha studio. So siyancokola. And eventually then you're like, okay, I'm not got a new job. Somewhere. That's inamba yam. But then you kind of like me. Oh, and we've been going out for dinners and lunches. Hey, but corrections are man. You can't correct the ick.
You can't correct it. Everything is, yeah.
I'm very much talk about everything. Ick was correction.
Ick.
And yes.
Oh no, yo. Isn't there something where you're just like, oh my word,
it doesn't spring to my mind.
It
doesn't spring to my mind.
Okay, when it does, please let us know.
Okay, sure. I'll think about it.
Right.
I'm literally mom's on him. Uti, I'm literally stealing company time. Go watching Nina. Christianly. Hashtag Christian living. Hashtag thief. I feel so bad that being a Christian also involves repenting. Oof.
I also feel that. And does feel so bad.
Oh, what? What's so bad? What's so bad? Sorry. I also feel that being a Christian also involves repenting. Facts, big facts. You can't be sinning oko and not repent. Ne?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. I think there was a T missing there. For sure, definitely. And it's that repentance, I think, that stops a lot of us from repenting, because Uguti, it's the repenting sometimes that stops some of us from sinning or lessens us sinning. And not paying any attention to that repenting is also what keeps us sinning. So I think it's a very important point that Uguti, there is a repentance part of it that plays a big role.
So now here's my thing about stealing company time.
Guys, listen.
Nizoripenda.
Listen, Ketani nenizimamelayo.
Uzoripenda. Now that you know, wow, you've been stealing company time, Mamzo, as the Christian that you are, uzoyeka. We buy company time.
Over to you, Mamzo. That's such a difficult one.
Exactly.
Because gone is honest, is that darling sins.
This is the thing. And kukho izono esizaziyo bazizono because they've been izono from the beginning of time. Then kukho izono ezitsha.
Yo, and government podcast mninga mayeka ufundisa izono ezitsha. Because you are not the first person. I've had a number of people say to me, "Hey, Zubela." But also there's a difference, guys. There's a very big difference between listening to sibling rivalry while you are working and
just listening to sibling
just
rivalry
watching
and not working
and not when you are supposed to be. You understand? We don't mind, but chisi lunch yakho chisi ngami lunch we're to sibling rivalry. And the most about the lunch by lunch hour.
Yeah.
You understand? So
we are also not the judge and jury of izono zenu, so
fair.
let's keep it moving. 100%. Naenda Badge says, the ability that you guys have to take a simple topic and dissect it, it's truly a skill that should be on your CVs because we went from Sister Lita's locks to what makes a Rasta. Then introspecting what it means to be a Christian and the purpose, mind equals blown. Yami mind blown, show me.
That is wild.
Yeah, I'm going to put on my topic, dissecting any topic. Yeah, as a skill, under my skills.
Oh, yeah.
Dissecting.
That's insane. Like, that's just wild. I'm laughing at this thing as if we didn't do it. But I'm looking at it and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's quite something. It definitely does deserve to be on a CV.
Art of conversation, maybe.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you do have an art of conversation. Imagine if Bung and I or Bending and I out of conversation. Yeah, I need dreads.
We wouldn't have.
But then, don't you think, but like, will Rasta? And no Rasta.
We wouldn't have this.
Fair.
Yeah, sibling rivalry wouldn't be a thing because one of us would be like,
one of us would be boring.
Yeah, one of us would be like,
Talita and friends.
Let's keep it moving.
Craze. Ella on the web were all.
Let's start off.
And I was just like, I'm going to get it right. Ella on the World Wide Web says, this is the ultimate Christian dichotomy. They have grace for themselves, but not for other people, particularly for those outside of their religion. I think we can agree that religion is a framework to guide us to a way of living. We will fall short. This we need to admit. And if you see a Rasta man eating meat, that doesn't make him not Rastafarian. If you see a Christian who isn't Christ-like, that doesn't make them unchristian. I wish we can meet at this point where we realize that being human doesn't require perfection in spite of who your God is.
Amen.
Perfection is impossible. I think is the one thing. And I think we did touch on that a bit as well to say, nah, eba omnye nguKristian angayanga Christian. Awungeni kwa.
It has nothing to do with
eyona kwa ongena kuyo ngulo usesipilini xa umjongile
100%.
ngulo usesipilini and that's the kwa ongena kuyo. Otherwise you don't enter nowhere, sanalam.
And shower commands.
Yeah, so I really think it's people, once again, it's people that have taken and have marred Christianity and have marred all of these things because of their own things about projectile ne judgments etc etc etc, and in turn spoilt it for other people.
Yeah.
But also very interestingly enough at church last week, that's what the pastor was talking about. And because now that's been my personal thing, which I mean, I stopped going to church for years. And then the pastor stands and he says, the only thing that I want you guys to do, khazithathele uYesu. Khazithathele uYesu wena qha. And uzithathela kwakho uYesu uhambe uyofunda iBhayibheli yakho. Umyeke omnye umuntu because ufana nawe. In fact kukhona naba worse. No, that's judgment. Because ufana nawe. Myeke, don't even look in there. Khazithathele uYesu. And for me, I feel like that's a big part of what I miss and have missed before is hey, and ndizithathele Yesu, ndizithathele abantu who seem like and a big part of being able to do that is to really pull away from that judgment. Uzithathele the best, whoever your God is, uzithathele yena.
Yeah. And
just take him.
Yeah.
And it will solve a lot of your problems.
Yeah. So I mean I completely agree with everything that you've said as part of my experience as well.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
For the first time ever.
Hey, we are so cool.
And specifically for speaking to the church that we grew up in and how strict it is, and how I had seen when I was coming up how people would come to the church, a visitor, but be made to feel weird because get this fuchane or whatever. And how they would be treated in that instance by abantu balap. And how they wouldn't come back because of how they were treated by abantu balap. And I feel like as Christians just generally, I'm not going to speak to just the SDA faith as well, is how our whole thing is ba masizise abantu to Yesu. But how we treat them makes them bahambe, especially people who are trying to find out about Yesu, who haven't grown up in any kind of religion, and the way we treat them in our places of worship and how that makes them feel, we need to be just careful of.
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything else, I believe Uguti, it's such a far thing because asizizisi. And that's where the danger is for me. And then you want to bring people to a place where you are not at.
Yeah.
It does not make any sense.
Yeah.
Makes us feel better.
Yeah.
There was someone who said, our job is to spread the love of God. And if we must, and then speak if you have to. And I was just like, what? I was like, damn. We focus so much on no, actions. Actions. And actions speak directly to how you behave. But I think the big problem is that we're so like, and we forget ukuzizisa. And we forget to ask ourselves in the morning when we wake up and we're about to go to church. And that's what You get that right, everything else just works. Funny enough. So yeah. Aya Pachalasi. Shh, my favorite show was on. But anyway, eyami 2 cents on the breadcrumbing is that xa uzazi uba uxakekile, for example, training for comrades, then don't introduce a new person to your life. Rather ulinde xa kukho ithuba elivulekileyo, because the new person doesn't know you outside of okwakuxakeka. So they will definitely feel breadcrumbed. The people who were in your life before uxakekile will probably understand the change in schedule to focus on your training because they know you well. But a new person, not so much, Damzupela. I disagree. Bona bantu banga-understand you about that are in your life.
Really?
Yeah. Bona bantu banga-understand you. I don't understand. But because dikwazi unje mzupela. And now you're not like that anymore.
That's weird.
And you're not like that anymore. It's, you know what I mean? And those are the people that have remember, and I say, like, my thinking of it is like, remember also, if you meet me in the middle of training for something or whatever the case may be, that's the version of me that you know. You won't feel breadcrumbed because that's the version of me that you know. I seem nonchalant, I seem don't. But also in that, I feel like effort is effort.
Yeah.
Effort is effort. You can be in the middle of something difficult. And I always say, Uguti, now I'm or text, or I'm busy. I'm having, my day is full today. Oh, no. Things like that you can do that in the middle of anything.
Yeah.
Not unless you phone and then you don't have a phone. But yeah, I think on the point that the people that know you, they're the ones that are used to a certain version of you. And it becomes a bit difficult to adjust to that as the people that know you.
True.
Right? If you know me, Mnaba, and I'm doing something different. I also understand, but Zupelo, you were here to take my course. Now you're not here to take my course anymore. You know what I mean? That also needs a conversation, I guess. But yeah, I think breadcrumbing is not only necessarily being busy.
Yeah, no. No, most of the time it isn't.
Correct. So it's that's why in the situation I read the comments and I'm just like, maybe at a definition level is where it might need a bit of adjusting, but you definitely can meet I feel like you definitely can meet a person while you are busy doing something.
Yes,
and
as long as you communicate with them, this is the thing. Yeah. I think maybe learned or lishotayo is just that you can definitely meet a new person while you're, training for comrades and being busy, but just tell them, izinto will take my time, but get my way I can.
Correct. And also I think breadcrumbing is not necessarily not spending time with the person. Breadcrumbing speaks more for attention. For attention. So let's also keep that in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
It's to keep you coming back for more. That's breadcrumbing. It's not being busy. Fair.
Okay. Ngasi.
Oh, Ngasi.
In a number of cases, you can very much still be blamed for when you didn't know.
Akabuyanga Ngasi.
You could be pardoned or given a much lighter penalty, but that is the discretion of whom you have wronged. But you still did the bad thing.
Problem yethu kaloku sijajwa ngojaji abangafundanga.
For ubango
abangayingabo. Jajwa ngujaji oyi-accountant yayiva.
Yeah.
Yo, hectic.
True story, buddy. True story.
Hectic. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it lies at the discretion of who you have wronged. Awuzokwazi uhambe ndiyoskwela ndithi, how Talita, judge me too harshly. According to who? Woo!
According to her, because you wronged her, right?
I love it, but I hate it so much.
Yeah, 100%. It's a lot of accountability there.
Sure. Yeah. Sazi Mzileni 3178. My 2 cents. One of the most important things I've learned in relationships is to separate the intention of behavior from its impact. Yeah, I saw episode. As an example, someone who is avoidantly attached might not reach out to family or friends often.
I've definitely avoided attachment style.
Intention of behavior. They don't want to burden.
Why are you freaking out? Also,
because I've read about attachment styles. I know these things. I've been able to diagnose myself. But I never read an avoidant attachment style and thought Intention of behavior. They don't want to burden said family or friends. Impact of behavior. Friends or family perceive this person as being uninterested in them, which could be... This is crazy. This is too much. This is too much for me.
Why? Because now it's explaining.
Yeah, but now because it's explained, now what? Now my eyes are... Aha, la la. Huh? Now because it's got a term.
Yeah.
Now is this then as the person, what do you do? So
no, it's just it's supposed to help to understand the person.
Who? Is it supposed to help the person understand? So if as the person, I get to a point where I'm just like, oh, okay, I've got an avoidant attachment style. This is the intention of the behavior. This is the impact of the behavior. Am I are you as the person receiving that supposed to help understand that, or is it supposed to help me to try and change that?
Both. And both things can exist at the same time.
Fair. I get fair. Andy happy. Nah,
it's not just for one person, it's for everyone. It's not just for the person who is affected by the behavior to understand. It's also for the person giving the behavior to see what their impact is on abanye abantu.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's Winnie Mandela Drive. Yeah, I think too often what we tend to do as human beings is and that doesn't cut it. That doesn't cut it. What will get cut is our relationship. But yeah, fair. Two-way street. Two-way street.
Nice one, Sazi. Thank you. Lerato Nkolise says, I have questions. I'm thinking out loud, so please bear with me. Number 1, does breadcrumbing exist in friendships?
Big facts.
Number 2, do you consent to being in a situationship? Are people always aware that they're in one, or the person who wants the relationship is the one that becomes aware? What I'm trying to figure out is whether people sit down to discuss that they're in a situationship and to what end. Yeah, look, I don't think so.
I think they should. Easy to say. I know. Easy to say, but you should. What are we doing? What are we doing doesn't always have to end up in we are in a relationship or we are not in a relationship. What are we doesn't need to end up in we are closer. Like all of these things, we are the cool cats and jalo. What are we doing can be Nangam, I'm just trying to figure it out. You're just trying to figure it out. The situationship.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a place where you land where everyone is completely oblivious.
No.
And people are becoming more and more comfortable to be in these situations.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that definitely, do people consent? I think they should. And I think they should talk about it and discuss it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a hard one. And I think we've said this in so many different ways. It's a hard one because you're scared to push that person away.
Yeah.
So what are we? Because now you don't want to seem like, oh, you're so desperate for love, aren't you?
Correct.
Baby
You
girl.
don't want to risk and get just like we had a conversation earlier in this episode to say, at the end of the day, confessor helps us.
Yeah.
Or it can help us. It helps us. It either puts us out of our misery or it gets us what we want. So, okay, I definitely
and those
think
two are positive things.
correct. No, definitely. So I absolutely agree.
Does breadcrumbing exist in friendships? City, yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Very much
in
so.
any relationship. So and I think when we speak about relationships as well, it can be in a sibling relationship.
Yeah.
It can be in a friendship. So relationship not necessarily only limited to the romantic sense, but also anything in a relationship. Nagu situationship, nagu friendship, nagu siblingship, nagu yonke londo. Yeah. So definitely I think it does exist.
Peaceful Sunsets says, I have been natural since 2010 and locked since 2016. I have heard so many misconceptions about myself with people thinking I'm an earthy black woman.
Oh, Ndane Mike.
It's slay queen. It's not red.
I was dead, no dead, is nigga. Imagine.
The disappointment people experience when I tell them I only locked my hair because I got tired of uflecha and they cut me afro every morning is funny. I'm happy that Hoteps finally stopped hitting on me. Bao baya chafisa, oh my black queen. That's who Hoteps are.
And I'm my black queen. I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. Please, man, don't give me these things just because in the I'm natural doesn't mean I want to be taken serious.
Guys, is that not all what women want?
Not all the time.
Is that not what all women want?
We don't want to be taken seriously all the time.
No, my black queen.
No, Chomi, not all. Also, hardly.
Huh? My Nubian queen.
Yeah, Chom, come here.
Indoni, ufuna indoni.
Just a girl.
Baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Sometimes food.
I won't figure goes. Oh, my black.
Whoa. Also, those guys have such a bad rep. As a whole tapes, also my black queen. They have such a bad rep of just being fake. You fake land by Kubayo, you're my black queen. Because Bazo Landuka in
your hotel.
Glam.
Go humble, brother.
Go humble, man.
Yeah, I'm at the humble our phone. I'm
because they humble to you and laugh, and then they
humble you.
Then they humble you in their back. I get that so much.
Okay, big facts. Okay, well, yeah, that's very interesting. I like that. Yando hlula ke leba kodwa asifuna kokuba i-black queen yandi bulala no part, because I'm thinking that every woman wants to be a black queen. No,
but it's a lot of fakeness that comes with it.
So you're wrong with any fake.
Yeah, of course.
But if it's genuine.
Yeah, and umdi ayazi genuine.
Avela Ndara 323 Uti. Dazooks, you are right on the ghosting part with grey area. It's scary, brah. The conclusion on this with Madlamini is on another level. I like it. It's actually concerning how someone can do you wrong, apologize and explain their initial intentions for their acts, and then we come to an agreement or understanding. Question is, what happens after the fight? Apologies and forgiveness. Do the two parties engage and interact, or is it the end of the road? If it's the end of the road, what does it mean about the forgiveness if there is no chance to show repentance? This question, I love this last sentence.
Because you were like, how the hell am I going to answer these?
This question is for you, but I mean...
Here's my thing. After if you've fought with somebody and they've explained to you, bah, no, mchana, dondoni, I didn't mean it like that. This was not my intention. Dondoni. That I can forgive you without giving you a chance to show me repentance. I can say, I forgive you and I'm out. Just because I forgive you, it doesn't mean I'm going to stay here and go, okay, show me how sorry you are. I can say, I forgive you, mchana, because we explain it, but ndiyavaya.
Yeah, we're on opposite sides of the fence on this one.
Why? Are you saying I can't?
No, you haven't forgiven me. You've hurt me.
So me forgiving you only means I forgive you if I give you a chance to show you to show me how you repenting.
And it's okay to not forgive people. I mean, I don't know about okay, but it's a thing. Unforgivable. The characteristics of forgiveness require that opportunity to repent. It's okay to say I don't forgive you.
Yeah,
also.
well, I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe we need to get into forgiveness.
Yeah.
As what does it mean from wherever we are getting it from?
Yeah.
The definition yet.
Yeah.
Because also what we tend to find as human beings is that there can be a definition. We can our sources can be two different sources of where we find definition for a word.
Can I just read the definition now that I've looked up of forgiveness?
I mean, okay.
Forgiveness is the process of letting go of resentment, anger, and the desire to revenge towards someone who has wronged you. It's a conscious decision to release negative emotions and thoughts, even if the hurt or offense remains. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing the offense, and it doesn't necessarily require reconciliation with the person who caused the harm. Instead, it's a way to free yourself from the grip of past hurts and move forward in your life.
Fair, that's Galaxy AI. They're not sure mna AI definition. I get it not from that.
Okay.
So which is why we can sit and I'll be like, this is Nazi definition that I align to. And this one I don't align, etc. etc. So you're not sure about it becomes a tricky.
Cool. Site 5790 says, I'm a horrible person. They'll ghost her for no reason at all. It starts with one text and ends up ghosting that person. Don't know how many friends I have lost because of that. I see it. No, bro. That's not okay, babes. That's not alright, bro.
Also, you're not a horrible person, so stop acting like one.
Yeah, exactly.
I think in your thing, it's Indenza a little bit sad when you say I'm a horrible person because it sounds like something that you've taken and accepted. And maybe you might be saying it in jest, but I think it definitely means something. How it comes across to me is that you think you're a horrible person, and horrible person is a lot more than, like, especially because you can sit down and say I'm a horrible person because Denza so. I think you've got a chance to not be a horrible person if you just, you know what you think makes you a horrible person, change it.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's the easy thing to do is to say I'm a horrible person. That's the easy thing to do. The hard thing to do is to be upset at something and go and talk to that person who has upset you. That's the hard thing to do. And I feel like you've chosen the easy way out, and I don't think you should.
Oh, big sis.
I don't think
that's giving such big sis vibes, my dog. Love it so much.
Suvumangawe, babes.
Yeah. Azola Kolimbi. Uti, people who love bomb are narcissists. Narcissists naturally suffer from extremely low self-esteem, and to answer Zuko, it's always intentional. Extremely low self-esteem?
No, it's intentional to love bomb.
Oh, not narcissism. Okay. They do until they see you are locked in and they remove the mask and show you their true colors. Narcissists target empaths most of the time. Empaths always stay even after seeing their true colors because they get deluded into thinking that usazo pinda abe nice. Kanti once he removes the mask, uqhubeke uhlale ukutreata njengequza wes.
I always find that so funny.
Treata ngalile quza.
Iquza literature.
Iquza mna, I take it as like kumi quza is I might not be right, guys. Quza is like a safety shoe. Shoe khaba mathe uthini wenze yonke into ofuna uyenza.
Okay, yeah.
Udiqhutywa ngumntana litruck next thing inxitywe ngutata site dropping things on it khaba mathe wenze yonke loo nto leyo.
Cool. Yeah, so people who love bomb are narcissists. Look, I don't agree with that just being that, but we live amongst people who suffer from narcissism a lot of the time, and it's asiazi, but I don't think it's only people who are narcissists who love bomb.
And naba abayaz.
Because also narcissists don't know they're narcissists.
Do you think so? I've got a challenge. No, narcissist target, because umntu by narcissist engazazi.
Yes.
Therefore anditarget cha into zam ndiyathanda ulungelwa ne-empath.
Yes. Yeah.
Because ndikwazi uba i-empath ndingazazi uba ndiyi-empath.
Yes.
And ke kukho nje umtsalane.
Yeah, you're attracted to.
So yeah.
All right.
Yo. Woo. I find it very interesting, Lando. Yeah, narcissist. Look at this whole thing, yeah, narcissist, love bombing, no, because I'm just like, damn, a lot. It seems to me that a lot still hangs off of who aware or aware, right? Have you been made aware? What did you respond when you were made aware? So, it's just too many things, and that's irritating. It's so irritating because now,
it's not black
when
and
do I
white.
get to hang you for bal and banela? Do you know what I mean? Like, when do you get to face the full might of the law? If you are going to lie to me and say,
exactly. So there's no black and white, which is why I feel like in the previous comment about narcissists and love bombing, it's not black and white. It's not that black and white, and nothing is. Life isn't. Those things aren't. And I think we did speak about it when we were talking about it, about how when namhlambi wena une past traumas in your childhood that cause you to show up in a love bombing kind of way in certain situations. So nothing is black and white. I mean, there are certain things that do remain true, but nothing is black and white.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know now I'm kind of misrepresenting. It seems like I don't have a problem with it, according to my outfit, but I don't like gray. So that's why I'm struggling so much, because there's so much gray in the mix.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly struggling through it. And I realized that it's one of the big things that I kind of struggle with on a daily basis. As like a normal person trying to live their life. So yeah, I guess it just needs a lot more application to oneself. I feel like we'll fix so many things if we can cultivate the ability to be able to introspect as people.
Yeah. And to give grace to yourself and other people also. And that also is a big gray area. Let's do the last one.
We've done this one already.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the first one that we did.
Oh, wasn't this the last one?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Because he said this was the last one.
My bad. Oh, okay. Ndimorongo.
Yanga Makaka says, hi guys, I love how Tazooks explained Christianity, because a few weeks ago, I had a lot of issues with me being a Christian. Like, why am I a Christian? Why must we expect everything that is said about Christianity and so on? Why must we expect everything that is said about Christianity? Accept, I think. Why must we accept everything that is said about Christianity and so on? I eventually found most answers through questioning the very existence of God and how it works hand in hand with Inkolo ya Kwantu. I found that it has something to do with people's interpretation of the Bible, and you need to find your own. Thanks for another great episode.
Shout out. I think that goes hand in hand with exactly what I was speaking about earlier. Ukuthi nanga uzomamela umzupela xa kuxelela uba iforgiveness yena uyithatha eBhayibhelini endithethe ukuthi zithathele uYesu kumyeke utamzupela, and ke uYesu is going to take you to the Bible. Go read that Bible and go find it for yourself. The same with everything else in life. Go and find it for yourself. Fair, you can go to ChatGPT, you can go to wherever you want to go, but nothing beats really going to go and research it for yourself.
Yeah.
Go and research it for yourself so that it's got its own meaning to you.
For you, yeah.
Your why. And then your why is solidified. It's not going to be be challenged and blown all over the show by people that come, but no. Then you're not asking about, go and find it for yourself. I think that's my parting shot.
Yeah, because ultimately, you are listening to abantu who have interpreted things for themselves as well. And yes, you're a preacher and you've made this interpretation for yourself, and now you are giving that to a crowd of people, and not everybody will agree with that. You're also a human being. So a pastor is a human being too. And so it doesn't make him right.
No, correct.
More right. So I think the interpretations is for yourself.
Absolutely. No, definitely happy with that.
Cool. Now that we've fixed all the world's problems, thanks, guys.
Have we though?
Or have we just given more questions?
Right.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to this episode, and we'll see you again next week with your comments.
Yeah.
And we love them, and please keep them coming.
You know what it is. Thank you so much. Sibling Rivalry at it again. The Bling line is not going off. Yeah, flash sana. Oko. So thank you so much, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Love each other. Please write it in the comments. I want to see who's a real one here.
The Bling line.